All right, let's get more into the nitty-gritty of Ezra and managing appointments. If I click on appointment here, you'll see all this information slides out for me, including the date, time, the appointment type, as well as timing information on the appointment that updates automatically here when I click. If I want to go more into the appointment, I can click View. This takes me to the page where I can take notes, put in diagnoses and treatments, have tasks, and signatures. You can freely type in each of these subjective, objective, and assessment fields. You can also use macros or templates such as the one we created previously. Here I can go to my new complaint template, and you'll see here that it populates the text I wrote in, as well as the input types. Since I created a text type here, I can just freely input text, and it will populate here above. This slider will also show the different number that I select, and this date here, I select here, will now populate up here. Once I've done this, I can then click transfer, and you'll see this information now populates on my SOAP note. You can also leverage Ezra's AI note-taking ability to take notes easily and extremely accurately. To do that, I'm going to come up here to this button here that says Record Audio. If you're going to record again on an appointment that you've already recorded, this is just giving you the information that you already have recorded and that you're going to be recording again. If you have never recorded for this appointment, this is what you'll see. Here you'll select your input method. You can either record the appointment directly with Ezra, upload your own audio, or upload a transcript. Once you select record, it will then take you here where you can select the different macros or templates that you've created. You can select them all here, however you want, or you can select no template. If you select no template, Ezra will just do the note as it sees fit. When you click next, you'll then select the microphone through which you want to record, and you'll click start. Now here on the bottom right hand, you can see that Ezra is now recording everything that is happening. If there's a portion that I don't want recorded, or there's going to be a period of silence where Ezra won't be able to pick up information, I can click the pause button here. And I can resume recording by clicking the record button. When I'm done with this appointment, I click the stop button. Now I can play back the recording if I want to make sure that everything went okay. I can also download the recording if I need to keep it for other purposes, and I can change the playback speed. Here, I'll click submit, and Ezra will notify me that it's working on the note. Once the note is done, this Smart Subjective button will then populate for you. When I click here, you'll now see that this is the note that Ezra has made for me based on the patient visit. Ezra records everything and also gives you a transcript. You can see in this appointment that the patient and the doctor also switched back and forth from English to Portuguese, and Ezra was still able to pick up everything and generate the note in English. Just like with the macros, I then click the transfer button, and it moves the information over to my note. It works the same with the objective. The smart objective will populate, I click transfer, and it will move it over, as it does with assessment and with plan. In addition to just making your note, Ezra will also work to make smart diagnoses for you. If I come over here, this smart diagnoses button will populate, and Ezra will suggest diagnoses codes that I can put in to make my billing compliant and efficient. I can also pair treatments and codes together here for billing purposes, and I can also copy from previous. You'll notice that copy from previous was also an option here. Now, if I decide not to use one of the diagnoses from Ezra, I can find in here by typing in either the code, or I can type in the name of the diagnosis that I want. And selecting it here will then populate it to my diagnoses. For my treatments, I can type in the codes here, or I can search for custom codes I have also created. I can also search by name. And when I select here, it will then populate. I can add modification numbers as needed to these treatments as well. Here in tasks, Ezra will also take the information from the appointment and create smart tasks for me to help in case management and in patient management. These tasks will populate here. For example, I talked to this patient about scheduling a follow-up appointment, and Ezra picked up on that. It will then allow me to add this task and assign it to staff members easily to make sure that my staff follows up efficiently to get this patient scheduled again. Lastly, Ezra is now telling me because I changed this note that it needs a signature to be legitimate. This will also demonstrate and show you past signatures as well as the state of the note during that signature. When I sign here, it will sign the note at a new date and time. Ezra also makes it easy for you to access patient information without leaving the patient page. If I click on this patient info here, you'll see I have their name, their preferred name, their age, their insurance, their case, allergies, medications, their personal note, and their treatment note. I can now access all this without leaving the appointment page. I can also access previous notes to go back and refer for information that I might have missed or that I might need in the appointment.